in Lewis. To place your deli or carryout orders, call 302-945-0700.
Headlines you can't get through your day without. On Power 101.7.
All right, good morning to everybody jumping on our Facebook Live this morning.
What's up?
Subscribe. Check out the Bill and Jessica podcast right up on our free Power app in your app store, top left-hand drop-down. Also up on our website. Milestones were hit yesterday, Jess, in Maryland. Governor Larry Hogan announced 2 major milestones in Maryland's fight against COVID-19. He said the state's 7-day positivity rate was dropped yesterday to 2.23%, the lowest level on record dating back to the beginning of the pandemic.
Wow.
Also, 2/3 of Maryland adults have now received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. So
Great news.
definitely some great news out of Maryland. Governor Larry Hogan definitely doing it.
I know.
So speaking of
amazing.
Governor Hogan, you got a story about sports betting.
Yep, so Governor Larry Hogan, he signed numerous laws yesterday, including House Bill 940, legalizing sports betting in the state of Maryland.
Round of applause for that.
Yep, in addition, Governor Hogan and local officials announced that the Maryland State House will also reopen to the public on Friday, May the 21st. All right, so big news coming out of Maryland.
Very good. I do want to mention this from the dispatch. Boardwalk fight leads to man hospitalized with stab wound. Suspect reports he was defending his friends. A local man being held without bond on first-degree assault charges this week after allegedly stabbing a juvenile during a fight on the boardwalk last weekend. Around 11 p.m. last Friday, Ocean City police officers responded to the boardwalk in the area of Wicomico Street for a reported stabbing. The victim, a 17-year-old juvenile, was transported to Atlantic General Hospital. OCPD arrived first on the scene and detained 3 individuals involved in the fight, which led to the stabbing. Officers had obtained a cell phone video of the assault, and portions of the alleged assault had been captured on the City Watch surveillance system. One of the individuals detained was David Lee Sykes, 43, of Ocean City, who OCPD officers were familiar with from prior incidents, according to police reports. The cell phone video reportedly showed Sykes and 2 of his associates fighting with 3 other unknown males, including a juvenile victim. According to police reports, all the involved individuals were punching and kicking each other, and numerous combatants fell to the ground. The cell phone video reportedly showed the juvenile victim attempted to kick one of the identified males, still being detained from the fight. According to the cell phone video, Sykes swung his hand in a lashing motion and then struck the juvenile victim numerous times. The juvenile victim was able to strike Sykes, who fell backward onto the ground where he landed in between one of the other combatants' legs. All right. On the video, OCPD officers observed a shiny, skinny object similar to a knife in Sykes' right hand that appeared to have struck the other man in the lower right leg. An OCPD officer responded to AGH to check on the juvenile victim and learned the victim had suffered deep lacerations and required numerous staples to stop the bleeding and close the wounds. The juvenile victim's injuries included laceration to the right shoulder and arm area, the laceration on the left leg and groin area, and a laceration in the inner thigh area on the right leg, and deep laceration on the left arm. Officers interviewed the man who was reportedly seen receiving the laceration on the leg when Sykes fell with the knife. The combatant's right foot and shoe were covered in dried blood, and he had a bandage above his foot. The victim told officers he was having an argument with Sykes when the juvenile victim punched him in the face, according to police reports. The fight continued with 4 or 5 members of the other group punching 2 men in Sykes' group while Sykes was attempting to hold everyone back, according to reports. The victim told officers he was unsure of how he had received the injury to his leg, and he did not notice it until his foot felt wet. The stab wound was in the same area where Sykes fell between the victim's leg and appeared to accidentally stab him, according to reports. So there's much more.
Wild.
Yeah, much more to the story. You can read up on it. We'll try to get it up on our website from the dispatch. But again, boardwalk fight leads to man hospitalized with stab wounds. Said he was defending his friends. So crazy. Also,
scary.
This year they have announced that the Hebron Fireman's Carnival is coming back.
Okay.
A lot of events coming back. You know, we had Spring Fest that kind of kicked off the season. That was in Ocean City, and now the Hebron Volunteer Fire Department says the carnival is coming back. Get ready for those oyster fritters. Wednesday, June 16th is when things kick off. So get ready for that.
That's great.
A lot of people look forward to that every year.
Of course. That's like a family tradition.
Yeah.
And it's back.
Jess, you got a couple
All
stories.
right. So the Delaware State Fire Marshal's Office, they're investigating a fire at the Pit Stop Bar and Grill in Greenwood early Tuesday morning. The story has been trending and the pictures are circulating online. We are told that the blaze was reported just shortly after 3 a.m. at the business located in the first block of West Market Street. The Greenwood Volunteer Fire Company and Mutual Aid Fire Company has responded to the scene, and state fire investigators are actively investigating the fire's cause and origin. Total damage has been estimated at $500,000. We are also told that one firefighter was treated for minor injuries, and anyone at all with any information on this fire is please asked to call the Sussex Division of the Delaware State Fire Marshal's Office at 302-856-5600. Also, a former Bank of Delmarva manager has been arrested for embezzlement. Laurel police say that a 10-month-long investigation into embezzlement has resulted in the arrest of a former Bank of Delmarva branch manager. According to police, the investigation began in mid-July of 2020 when the Bank of Delmarva headquarters contacted the Laurel Police Department in reference to numerous irregularities surrounding loans and purchases and approved work orders completed by a former employee. On review of their findings, police did determine that a criminal investigation of these activities were merited, and with the assistance of the internal auditor from the Bank of Delmarva and extensive police investigation, it was launched, and the investigation did reveal that while employed with the Bank of Delmarva as the Laurel branch manager, 33-year-old Kevin Christoffel used a series of fraudulent activities, forgeries, and criminal acts to embezzle in excess of $24,000 over the course of several years. He was arraigned and released on his own recognizance pending trial.
Now look, let's just keep it a buck here, okay?
Ooh.
This guy was employed how long? He was there for how long?
Let's see here.
At the bank?
I don't know if it says how long he
He's been
actually
there a
worked
while.
There.
He
It
was
was
a
a
manager.
10-month-long investigation, though.
Okay, so he had been there a while. You know, and you're handling all this money. You know, obviously it's not right. It's wrong. You should be arrested, prosecuted, whatever. But, you know,
You feel like
need a little bit of money.
you're a branch manager and you probably have access to different things than other employees do.
Some people fall on hard times.
And
you like have all this money in your hand and you're like,
if there's a way there that you are able to, you know, forge something,
well, I can pay it back.
embezzle money.
I can pay it back before the end of the week and then I'll be good.
Fraud.
I'm not really stealing, I'm borrowing. And then the end of the week comes. Well, as long as I get it back next week.
Wow.
And then next week comes.
It says loans, purchases,
Well, if I take-
and approved work orders.
If I take an additional $1,000, I'm sure to pay it back at the end of the month. And then the end of the month comes. Well, look, in 2 weeks, I'm good to go. Let me just take another $500. Look, in 2 weeks, I'm good to go. I'll pay it all back at once. Then that next 2 weeks comes.
How do you think?
Don't get caught up, guys.
I know, but how do you think someone does it?
Just like I said.
So you think they take the whole card like cash? Or will they try to do
Or like move it on the computer.
like yeah? Or
Yeah,
like,
but if they do it on the
maybe
computer,
if
it's
they,
probably
like,
easier to
do
track.
a loan or something, so it looks like someone took out a loan.
yeah,
and
some
then
people
they're, like,
probably do
paying
that.
back this loan, so it looks legit.
Like
and it like takes longer to get caught.
like a fake loan, or they get like their husband.
I have no
or
idea how it works.
Their wife or husband or
You
like
know? Yeah,
family
I'm just
member.
wondering.
Well,
How are they able to do certain things when they say here in the report loans, purchases, approved work orders?
I have a cousin out of town. Let me just type their name in real quick.
Oh my God.
$10,000 loan real quick. I'll pay it back. I can pay it back by in a couple months and nobody will ever know. Let me type in their
Right.
name real quick.
And you approve it.
Yeah. You're the manager. Don't get caught up. Don't be doing that.
Gosh.
Don't be doing that.
I know it's tempting.
Look, I'm just saying,
Money talks.
it's tough. You gotta be legit.
You do. You really do. You really do.
Let me tell you, especially like big stuff like that, like Eventually, it all comes to light.
It does. Even when I'm at the bank and she's like, cashing a check or doing something and she's just there with the money and I'm just like looking at it. I just,
Yep.
you just smell it.
Look, eventually it all comes to light.
Go home, you just put it all over your body and lay in it. I love money.
It is the Bill and Jessica show at 6:48. Good morning.